welcome to an installment of I'm Bored, so let's take a deep dive and rant and yap about My Little Pony together.
Twilight was better before she got wings.
So, Twilight Sparkle, a unicorn pony who begins the series as Princess Celestia's protege, deeply engrossed in magic and books and not caring about friendship. Sounds like a butthole if you ask me. Born in Canterlot to Nightlight and Twilight Velvet, she grew up alongside her brother Shining Armor, developing a passion for magic at a very young age. She was eventually sent to Ponyville by Celestia to study magic of friendship after her potential was realized. Here we have a very detailed diagram of what Celestia did. And she soon made friends with the main six. That sounds like a very good character. And then she goes ahead and becomes an Alicorn, ruining her whole character and plot. Which sucks. Wait, don't start typing angry comments yet. Let me explain my hot take. Wow! The first 3 out of 9 My Little Pony seasons of FIM, Twilight was a unicorn, not an Alicorn princess. At this stage of Twilight's life, she had made her friends, and yes, she did believe in the magic of friendship, and that her friends were valued. But she had flaws back then that people could actually relate to. She stressed, was stubborn, and in a way acted like she didn't need friends, but she did this so that she still cared in a way. She was a normal human, or dare I say pony, who had feelings and expressed them, like in the episode The Ticket Master in Season 1. She didn't know which of her friends to give the ticket to the Grand Galloping Gala, so she was stubborn and decided to avoid her friends until she figured it out. Which obviously didn't work, because her friends are apparently stalkers. Also, in the episode Lesson 0, Twilight realizes she's not sent a weekly friendship report to Princess Celestia in almost a week, and tries to find a friendship problem to write about. But in the end, she kind of goes insane and tries to make a friendship problem, which shows how sometimes, even though she's the main character, she can be selfish and do things just for herself and not for the good of every pony else, and exemplify flaws that people have and might relate to. This was a breath of fresh air because most main characters are perfect in shows and are something children are supposed to look up to and be like. You don't see Dora doing anything wrong, do you?
Hola, soy Dora.
No hate to Dora, by the way. But then, at the finale of Season 3, Twilight becomes an Alicorn and royalty alongside Celestia, Luna, and Cadence, thus making her the Princess of Friendship. That's so stupid. Calling Twilight the Princess of Friendship, showing that she is the most capable pony to show that, is like saying Dora is the Princess of Spanish, even though there are other people probably more capable. Yes, I get Twilight's the main character, and people do think she should be differentiated from her friends. But dude, in Season 3, people were mad at Sunny Starscout for becoming an Alicorn too quick. But what excuse do you have for Twilight? She still had a lot to learn about friendship, because obviously most of the time she had no idea what she was doing. Making Twilight an Alicorn would be more acceptable in a much later season, like as in the finale of the show, maybe. I know many people actually thought that Season 3 was the end of MLP FIM because Twilight became an Alicorn, making people think there was nothing else to make stories about because Twilight had reached the highest her character could go. She was a princess now. And yes, I know that Lauren Faust's OG idea was that Twilight would be Princess Celestia's successor. She even went out of her way to say, "I never said the words Alicorn or princess," implying she just wanted Twilight to succeed Celestia as herself. And that would have been perfect.
Yay!
She wouldn't have to be a princess or an Alicorn, and that could have actually worked for the finale of Season 3. And not have ruined the rest of the show. Yet, Hasbro heavily changed that idea and altered it, because Hasbro needs to sell princess toys. Not that I'm saying I want Twilight to never be an Alicorn and achieve a high pinnacle of her life, but Twilight being an Alicorn should have definitely been postponed. Also, Twilight becoming an Alicorn should have been something more worthy. It really should have been something bigger. More important, something to actually change the world or fate. Something worthy of an Alicorn's ascension, not one freaking spell. It low-key seemed like extreme nepotism, if you ask me. I'll leave it at that. Twilight's personality towards problems also changed due to her newfound royalty. Yes, Twilight still had problems, she still stressed, but now she also had princess problems, like in the song Player Part. Might I add, is a very good song. These princess problems, just like smile and wave, were, let me say, cringe. Like, girl, you are literally royalty, and you're making it seem like, oh, I'm famous, have parades for me, but I'm sad, and will still make a fuss about wearing my freaking crown. Like, that's just pathetic. Okay, before I continue, I just want to say no hate to Twilight herself. She's still one of my favorite characters in the show, but in my opinion, it just kind of sucks that the idea of her becoming an Alicorn gets rid of the quirks of her character and are now being glazed to make it seem like she's a picture perfect since she's now a princess. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be typing in the comments saying, oh, she still has flaws and isn't perfect, like how she freaked out about the School of Friendship and Chancellor Naysay and is scared of quesadillas and stuff. And to that I say, yes, she is still a pony, but she doesn't have as many episodes showing that, and episodes about her royalty are much, much outnumbered to that. If anything, at this point, Celestia is more flawed than her. Instead of having her own problems, she is now brushed aside to solving other problems for other ponies. Like, what kind of message is that? About the quesadillas, I'm not gonna say anything. Twilight being an Alicorn also means Twilight is in a totally different league from her friends. So their friendship is impaired by Twilight's sudden status change and assumed new duties as a princess, causing unbalance in the friend group, altering the style of the show. Like, if you watch season 1 to 3, it has such a different approach than the seasons afterwards. This might sound like a very small nitpick, but it messed up the entire equal number of unicorns and Pegasi and Earth ponies in the group of 6. Twilight becoming an Alicorn ruined that. Previously, there were 2 Earth ponies, 2 unicorns, and 2 Pegasi. Look at that. Delicious. Not in a weird way, but it looked perfect. After Twilight became princess, we had 2 Earth ponies, 1 unicorn, 1 Alicorn, and 2 Pegasi. It just felt weird and messed up the dynamic a little bit, and it definitely sets up my OCD very high. Like, this is way better than this. Tell me that doesn't give you anxiety. Like, what were they actually thinking? And my final thought is, considering Twilight's an Alicorn, she will outlive her friends because obviously Alicorns live much longer. Or they're immortal. We might make a video about that later. Tell me what you think in the comments. And to think about that, that's just morbid. Twilight outliving her friends would destroy everything the show stood for. Being together as friends or something like that. Wow, this was a hard script to write. And all the research and forums, phew. Also, if you want more deep dives in My Little Pony hot takes and lore, comment down below because I have a lot more to yap and rage about. Thank you for watching till the end, do all that good stuff, and bye!